Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I wanted to share my testimony and talk a little bit about myself. I was invited to a spiritual warfare conference to share my story, and I want to share it to you guys. So here's the clip.
She's going to talk after me, but I'm going to have her come up to speak before me. Okay? She has a good testimony. Okay.
Thank you for inviting me, Dr. Carmen, to this spiritual warfare to share my story. Hi everyone, my name is Narine Darakcan, which you can call me Narine, which is easier. I'm Armenian, and I grew up in a Christian home. I attended Armenian Evangelical Brotherhood Church with my family. My topic is about suicide, and I'm here to share and tell my story of why I've experienced such a terrifying tragedy. Not everyone likes to talk about suicide. The majority of people completely avoid suicide, and they are silent when the topic comes up. There are others who have attempted or thought about committing suicide. They are scared to talk about it and to get help. My childhood was extremely blessed. I became a Christian at a young age of 5. Growing up, I would go to VBS, Vacation Bible School, during the summer, Good News Club, Bible study at night, and to church to learn more about Jesus Christ through the guidance and love by my brothers and sisters. Of course, my parents too. I also learned how to pray and grow in my relationship with God. I was very devoted to God. However, the testing of my faith came when I entered high school and everything changed in my life. During my time in high school, I became a different person. I chose wrong friends and was involved in the world. I started to become like them. 1 Corinthians 15:32 says, "Don't be fooled by those who say such things, for bad company corrupts good character." That's what happened in my life. I started to become mean, rude, selfish, had a bad temper. I would swear and be disobedient to my parents and to God. I would go out to parties and I would use alcohol and get drunk because I liked it. I also reject God because the world was enough for me. However, on my 16th birthday, at the beginning of grade 11, I was given a verse to my pastor, which blessed me and gave me a vision and goal for my life. That verse is Colossians 1:10, which says, "Walk in the manner of the Lord, fully pleasing to Him, bearing fruit in every good work, and increasing the knowledge of God." Although it was given to me, I drew closer to my friends. This meant that more and more I was living in a sinful life. During those years and after, I had a depression for a while. It caused anxiety, restless, and thoughts of suicide because I felt hopeless and worthless of life. I would get verbally abused from others, and I was bullied during my college years. And every day I would get discouraged and put down, was called bad names in my own home. That's why I didn't want to live, so suicide was an option. And I had attempted several times, but not successful. Due to suicide attempts, I used to have a lot of nightmares every night, and I couldn't sleep throughout the night. So I want to share an incident that happened in my life. I have experienced why I have attempted to commit suicide at the age of 16. One night when I went out with my friends, I was 2 friends, and throughout the night, me and my friends were arguing about some random thing, and afterwards, I told them that I'm going to commit a suicide, and at first they said, "Oh, you're joking," and then after I was just getting pissed, I was getting overwhelmed, I was like, "No, I'm going to do it." So they told my parents, and when I got home, I pulled in the area, found a wall, I went really fast to the wall, and all of a sudden the car stopped. I was like, wow, okay. I was inches away from the wall, and in that moment, God saved me. And I started to cry, and started to sob, and I didn't know what was happening. I couldn't believe what happened in my eyes, and I was very terrified. When I got home, my parents asked me if I did anything. I said no. because they did not know what was going on, and I would keep everything inside. I would not tell anyone. Also, I didn't have anyone to talk to. From that incident, I struggled with driving alone, and constantly it replayed over and over again in my head. From all I have experienced, I finally realized from all of these incidents that God was with me throughout my life, even though I would avoid Him and not believe He was there. I started to question God and would ask myself, how can God save me? Why me, God? I did not understand until I realized how many times He has saved me from my suicide attempts. I realized by killing myself, I would not accomplish anything, and I would go to hell. Why He has saved me? Because of His unconditional love, and He died on the cross for me and you, for the sins of this world. The Lord gives life, and the world gives nothing, which means the world is destructive and draws attention to you so that you'll be further away from God. Only God can give you an eternal life, and can change your heart. He changed my life from all the things I did, and I did not please Him at all. This means that He gave me a second chance. The scripture says in 2 Corinthians 5:17, this means that anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old life is gone and a new life has begun. My old self is gone and a new person has come, and I finally have peace within me. At times, yes, we will struggle as Christians, but we have God on our side and nothing can change that.
Amen.
I want to end with this. If He can change my life to be more like Him, He can change your life of any kind of situation you're in, because He knows everything and sees of what you're struggling with. In my life, suicide was an option without thinking. But suicide should never be an option at all, because God created us for a purpose, and we should not give up on life. In reference to Romans 8:28, which says, and we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God, and we are calling according to His purpose for them. This verse stuck with me, and I'm finally found hope of living. When I was struggling with my suicide attempts, I finally opened up and talked to someone to get help, even though it was very hard. And I also started to lean more on God and give all my burdens to Him, because I know He's the only one who can heal a broken heart. Psalms 147:3 says, He heals the brokenhearted and bandages their wounds. I still communicate with others today so that I do not relapse and go back to how I was. If you're struggling with suicide thoughts, or even thinking about it to attempt, stop and think about what you're doing. Go get help now. If I can do it, you can do it too. I will support you, and whoever wants help or getting through that low place, I'm here for you 100%. Thank you.
Amen.
I put her on first because she was a nervous wreck. And she thought she was going to talk after me, but I changed the program. How do you feel?
Good.
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 God has a plan for this girl. Jeremiah 29. I know the plans I have for you. They're plans for good and not for evil, for a hope and a future. Amen? Amen.
I just want to say one thing. I was just talking to somebody prior, your testimony.
To a lot of people.
Yeah, it's hereditary. So, and I was saying that the reason God commands us raise our children up in the way of the Lord, teach them about God, is not because they won't go astray. We all go into our pig pens. The kid goes, I know better, leaves. But when kids are in their pig pens, when their life has come down on them, and Satan goes, there's no God, there's no heaven, there's no hell, you're nothing, just kill yourself and return into the dust, a quarter of the kids commit suicide. But a child who's been raised in the way of the Lord, the still small voice says, no, there's a better way. remember mom told you about Sunday school, remember the story of David, remember, and they'd say, no, I'm going to come home. And they turn around and come home to Jesus. So if you instill with them God as children, it's not they won't go astray. So I was praying with one woman and said, I have 3 boys, they know God, but 2 have gone astray. I said, that's okay, they're coming home. Just keep the hand of God upon them while they're out there, and they'll trust that when it gets bad, if God hands them over for the destruction of their soul, which is the mind, will, and emotion, when they get fed up of their sin, tired of their pig pen, they go, there's a better way. They come home. But if you haven't taught them the way home, they end their lives. This young lady was taught the way home, and she's a testimony to that. What God says, raise your children in the ways of the Lord. So be blessed. Okay? It's an awesome testimony.
Thanks for watching my story and getting to know me. Also, if you want to comment below, putting comments, asking questions, or putting prayer requests about yourself, personal issues that you're dealing with, I will comment back and I will pray for you. God bless. And you guys are welcome to come to the river at Canada Christian College in Toronto.